Alright guys, let's go! Wah, against the Chili Donuts! And we got Brax's Holdout as our first map, and also I needed some reinforcements. After we had the second reverse sweep in a row and they went to completely wild, I needed a few more people in here. So yeah, we got Tim with us. How are you doing, Trixler?
Hi, how are you, Khaldor?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. Can you do an intro as Handsock? Yay or nay?
No, not right now.
We're only going to do one series together today, so you have to do one intro with Handsock.
I don't have a sock here right now. You literally need to get...
Literally any sock. Stand up. I will do the casting for this draft right now and go find a sock. We don't have to look at your muscles for 10 seconds.
You
Just
motherfucker.
go, my man. Just go. Just stand up and go. We got this. Zari's been picked. We have Stukov also been banned as well. Sylvanas, which is great on Brax's holdout. Straight good for the pushes, as one lane usually gets obliterated on this map. There's a Junkrat to help out the wave clear and the control of the beacons. We're looking great so far on Brax's. Is Khaldor back yet? Yay or nay? Do we have a sock? Probably not. Banana looking for a first pick. Ooh, it's going to be a Genji. Genji wonderful from moving from the bottom side of the map to the top. The top laner has a really hard time controlling that space when suddenly someone shows up out of nowhere, and Genji is one of the fastest rotators in the game with his ability to jump over the walls and go for the aggression. And that's going to be it here for Genji as we head over to Khaldor, the first and second pick, ready for the red team.
Hello, people. We're actually going into the next game right now, and Tim is still an asshole, making me talk the entire time. I was sleeping, and I was really relaxed, and now I have to actually cast. I hate it. Tim, I hope that when you move, you lose a box.
How easy was that? That was so easy. Easy.
I thought I'd get it out of the way. Do you know how many people are going to watch this right now, have no fucking idea what Handsock is, and are like, what the fuck are they doing?
That's okay, they're missing out. It's no worries. No problem. Oh, we got a Blaze and a Rhaegar. I like the Blaze pick. Blaze is very safe with that Genji being shown.
Blaze is insane. Blaze had the craziest win rate at the event in Miami too, and yeah, he's nuts. Also, you want to pick it away from the Quasar, because his win rate with that hero is just absolutely nuts. Like right now, the meta is changing so much within the last couple of weeks, it's actually crazy.
I actually know nothing about the meta, so I'm actually glad you're here, so you can cover all of that.
That's
Thank
fine.
you, my man.
I have you here
Lay
for
it
the
on
good
me.
looks and for the hair.
Wait, so Murden's being picked up alive? I've just barely dabbed into the...
Oh, I'm actually shocked.
debates.
Masquerade is here. Masquerade
Is that a
did
big
not.
deal?
Masquerade did not play in the first series. They played with a sub. They played with Nagrom instead. And I was told that apparently he's celebrating his birthday today. He had his birthday 3 weeks ago, and we were in Miami. And so I think it was like an organized party or something. And I asked them, and they told me that he's probably gone for the entire day. So him being back, yeah, that is a big deal. That means that they are back in full force. And Muradin, I mean, on Braxis, you want to have heroes that can traverse the terrain, so I think he has a lot higher priority. Normally, we're seeing Lauber picking him a lot. Others too, but he's not that heavy in the meta compared to other heroes for Masquerade and the boys. So yeah, it's definitely Braxis that leads to it a bit as well.
Well, that's exciting. Speaking of Lauber, we have a variant pickup. Still running Taunt, I assume? We don't have any weird Colossus Smasher or Twin Blades that have popped up that I have completely been aware about?
We had a smash lately from Lauber on variant once, and thankfully he got absolutely dumpstered on, so we shut that down right away.
You know what we call that, Khaldor? Bias. Why are you hating on that pick? That's such a great pick.
Lava Wave still sucks.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Zagara, though, that's a surprise for me. Is that a mainstay, actually, in a lot of the matches that you have?
No, it's mostly something for Dino and Braxis. Like, he likes to play it here, and they have a lot of push power in the bot lane with it. But I think this is the only map I have seen him pick it, and I think this is like the third time that I see it here in the X-Cup games. But Rutsu is also going to be interesting. I mean, his Zarya is banned as usual, so he'll never going to get to play that. But he's still, yeah, he goes for his Maiev again. That's going to be fun, I can tell you that much already. We got the Tornon variant, we got Maiev, Gul'dan from Make, and Zagara on the other side. So let's see if it works out for them this time. But yeah, guys, game number 1, best of 5 series, the loser bracket, a final. So let's jump into the first map of the series and see if Team now in full force with Masquerade as well can take it, or if the Donuts are going to claim victory in map 1. First game of the series, on the left side, Team with, well, Banana on Lucio, we got Dainu on Zagara, Quasar on Hoga, Ultralisk is playing Genji, and Masquerade, Mr. Masquerade himself, on Muradin. You're doing the other side.
Oh gosh, I'm doing the blue team right
Hey,
now.
you made me do Hansok. You do the blue.
Bro, I am
You do
so
the red
out of
team.
practice. The red team, okay, on the far right side on the red team, Goldan being played by Make, Skog playing Rhaegar, Wubby on Blaze, Rutzo on Maiev, and Varian will be played by Lauber.
There we go. Honestly, like we need to go for like a proper tournament cast again. If we have another event in Miami, I'm gonna see if we can cast together. That would be so fun. It was cool, like hanging out with the guys there with Cure and casting with Michael Udall, but the entire time I was thinking it would have been pretty sick if we could have made that happen. Oh, talk about making it happen! Get wrecked!
Poor Dino getting ran over, really showcasing that CC, and remember that gets worse at level 4 when the taunt comes online for Lauber. Amaka and crew now step up and start burning down that turret as soon as they can. I love Skog here working on that wall as well, making it a bit easier for them to burn down the side, and that allows for the tank play to dance around that with the minions. And that is going to be half a wall and almost a turret, almost cleaned up already.
Yeah, that was nice from them. And the thing is, donuts are super weird lately because Marke, I mean, a lot of the boys have obviously like jobs now. They do heroes as a bit of a side gig, not even focusing on the streaming and anything there. So they gain a lot of momentum as they go through a tournament and just win more games. The first map today, it really felt they were a little bit asleep, but then they started to step it up big time. Still not enough to keep Varian alive here, so Lauber goes down, but they're looking for a counter kill. And just in the last couple of games, they've been super aggressive. They were 0-2 against Team Ash and then won 3 in a row with a 1% core on the 4th map.
Hey, sometimes when you lose a man, just draft CC and go for it, and sometimes they can pull it around, and it seems that's what's working for the Chili Donuts. It's a lot easier if you have a team that isn't fully coherent, or not coherent, has that full cohesion, to just pick a target and delete it, and then you have the number advantage you can play from there. So it makes complete sense why they'd want to go that route. And we have a beacon now being contested in the bottom side while the Hellbats are grabbed on the far left for Team Wah. Gosh, I will never get over announcing the name like that. As Ultralisk continues to drop in those shotguns.
You're already better than Michael is, so yeah. Exactly, there you got it. Yeah, Varian is dead again, so once again killed, but they're trying to go for a counter kill Masquerade. They can't get that. Level 4 abilities in. I mean, I gotta say that right now, that bot lane is fire. They are literally firing everything they have into the team fight.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, Dino even went straight into that Roach pick at level 1 just to make sure they were a little bit more tankier and also reduce that cooldown just so he can have just more stuff on the field. Another pick comes in for the blue team. Team WoW finding picks left and right, and I'll be honest, I was not expecting this type of aggression to pay off so well, but they are really on point.
Yep, they get the kill again, but also Varian got upgraded from a frontline minion to a real hero now, has his taunt and uses it, and they nearly get a Dino kill out of this play. Now, the objective is also up, so that's 100% Zerg wave against an 18%, but with at least Gul'dan, they should be able to burn this down more or less reliably, at least the fort shouldn't fall. But Mirrodin is already moving in, they really are looking for additional kills here, as the Donuts are fielding a defense with 4 heroes, trying to burn those Guardians in the back down as quickly as they can.
Oh my god, I forgot how biased you are. A real hero. The real hero moves in once again. Lauber gets another taunt off. Ultra is able to pop out. But really, Dino just seems to be building into this. Throw more stuff at the enemy and clear the waves. And it's working out. The entire wall has been cleaned up. Lauber, however, about to have taunt up once again in 2 seconds. Goes for it, but at the same time, Masquerade is able to hit a Stormbolt. While we look to the top side, and Hogger is just pushing in as well.
You haven't heard any bias yet. Do you know why Varian cries this much whenever he uses Smash?
Why?
Because it's the emotional trauma of having a son and a disappointment like Anduin.
You are so mean to Anduin. He healed an entire war army in a cinematic at 60 FPS. What are you talking about? He's a beautiful boy.
He's a fucking crybaby. For the Alliance, I want my
everyone. Oh my gosh. Well, fair enough, you bully. As 7 connects for our blue team, and beacons will be up soon. What do you think so far about the strategy for Lauber? He's trying so hard to chase down Lucio and having such a difficult time to do it.
I mean, yeah, Lucy is currently shutting him down well. They need to get that taunt connected properly, and it's not really made easy for them. The problem is that when you are going up against Team Wa, these guys are so insanely good, it's really crazy. And one of the biggest things that they bring is just a synergy, because they've been playing for ages now together. And Masquerade is probably one of the, if not the best tank right now with Dino. They have the best damage dealer. And it's just incredible to see how they can coordinate that. But there comes the taunt, they go for Banana, and this time they get him. Nicely done. Good engage from Lauber. The follow-up was there. Gul'dan gets the hit, starts to get the stack on level 1 too. And that is another kill for them. And maybe finally some momentum at the bot lane.
The banana gets peeled there right away. You gotta be careful. Going into that choke a little too quickly. But unfortunate for them, as they're gonna have to wait for Lucio to come back, and Lauber is taking the chance to move in with Rutzo, looking for that taunt, doesn't even need it. Rutzo and Make are able to find the kills with the Fel Flames, and that'll be another pickoff. Finally, Banana shows up, he's like, wait a minute, what happened to Dino? Oh, but Masquerade wants to make play 2, turns around for his Stormbolt, but it will not be a full fight as Wubby shows up and hides in the shadows.
3 kills to 3, and these two already met in the winner bracket once, and it was a slaughter. It was an absolute slaughter. Team Wa took the red team down without even losing a single map, and they obliterated them. So I'm super happy to see that with all the momentum over the last couple of days, the Donuts are now really showing up here and fighting back. 3 kills to 3. Now, of course, it can always change. This is a real snowbally map. But at least in the earlier stages, we're having 1 kill after another, and a lot of aggression coming from the Donuts as they're looking for the next kill, putting the pressure on Dino too. Make working on those stacks on level 1 that could help them, of course, a lot too. And those rotations are going to be super important now. But it's going to get a little tricky, because there's 24% already towards the Borgress, and top side needs some help. Lucy is already moving over there, but he's literally being chased as Lauber again. That little play that... Oh, Rutsu!
Oh, Rutsu!
Close.
That was actually is it Rutsu or Rutzo?
Rutsu.
Rutsu. Okay. I will try to make a mark. Feel free to correct me as we move on. The other question I want to ask here, hang on actually, is we are about to have Masquerade come in. He wants to steal away this objective. Looks like he will be able to do so. Does land a Stormbolt. As I gotta ask, where did the Chili Donuts come from? Is this a Chili Mountain sponsored team, or do they just like really, really cold donuts?
No, it was initially, it was Chili Mountain, and we had, I actually can't even remember what the donuts were called before. They were called donuts, but there was another part to it too. I don't even remember. Oh wait, the taunt and the kill on Lucio. They get the Lucio kill, and now they're trying to push him even further back. Level 10 abilities are finally in. We got the Morph for Zagara. She is at the bot lane trying to take the fort down, but at the same time, the red team is trying to respond in kind topside. Make, the Ancestral Bunker is out. Big plays being made.
They're able to watch out on the Genji full X strike, but Ultimus is not done yet. He goes in for a strike, looking for a possible kill on Rutsu, but cannot connect with it. He's on 1 HP. Here comes Dino. Dino trying to find it. There goes a Maul to lock him in. They're stuck in a corner. Oh my gosh, Masquerade finds a Stormbolt. Lauber trying to walk away, tries to get a sip from the sippy fountain, but cannot. 1B all by his lonesome. Can he retreat from the fight? No, he cannot, as that's gonna be a what? Khaldor, a 5-man team wipe!
Now, so coming back to the donuts real quickly. So they were actually called the donuts, and then we had Chili Mountain, and they had always problems that they needed to go for sub-players because they didn't have everybody ready. So they merged, and they called themselves then in the Chili Donuts. So it was actually kind of funny. It was pretty cool, and for the first time, they didn't come up with a shitty team name, where I had to come up with something else for my scoreboard, but everybody knew immediately what was going on because the two teams were familiar, and they were like, ah, get it, they merged, cool.
Okay, fair enough. I was just hoping they would be like, I like cold donuts, and that's the end of the story. But you know what? Sometimes a backstory
by the way, hate them.
equally as impressive.
Every single time I cast them, I get hungry. I always want pastry. I'm always sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I could do with the donut or two.
Donuts are like Chinese food. If you see it, you want it. You want to put it in your mouth. That's just how it is. Wall being destroyed here for the blue team as they move towards level 13, looking for this fort. An entire boss and multiple Zerg units moving to onslaught on top of Chili Donuts.
They go through the top lane, trying to take them down here with the boss. They can, of course, try to go for the keep here too. 8 kills to 4 now in total, nearly level 13 for the blue team. And they are going to get this first one. They look for the kills. They can't get one, but they will take the structure. Maybe now an opportunity. Try to go for Skok here. And Rhaegar is dead. Rhaegar down. Counter kill attempt against Zagara, and it works out for them, but the fight isn't over by any means.
Dino is able to land a huge Devouring Maul on top of Gul'dan, and he will also fall as 3 up on for the red team. No, make that 4, potentially a 5th. Lauber trying to retreat to the back line to save himself. Maybe if he had his beautiful sun here to heal him, he would be able to walk out and fight once again, but he does not. The blue team continues to move forward, 14-12. The core falls 40, 30, 20, down to potentially 0 in a second here as Masquerade goes for one last jump, and the blue team, Wah, is able to take the win.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Second map of the series, best of 5 in the loser bracket final, everybody. So we got the Chili Donuts with a good fight initially, but Team was a little bit too strong there in the end. As usual, as per usual, they were able to just ramp it up and then take it. Now, to be fair, Braxis is obviously a snowbally map, but Sky Temple, we'll see. A bit of global games here, a little bit of that whoopee magic. What do you think?
Sure. I'm here for the ride, honestly.
Sure.
I feel like when you ask me questions, I'm like, I want to answer, but my information on the meta and how this game play is so outdated that I don't want to offend anyone that actually watches this game. So when you ask me a question, I'm going to respond back with, Yaslo. And that's all you get from me.
Do you know what I'm actually waiting for? I wait for
What?
Frost Giant to put out an RTS that is really dedicated to esports, that is absolutely awesome, and then we both are gonna go full esports on it again. Deal?
Full esports? I'll go halfsies.
Okay, you can go halfsies.
Because I love my single-player games now. that I
Okay,
stream.
with full I mean we are committing to casting tournaments together again. That you can still do your stream career. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'd be down to hang out once a week or whatever and cast whatever's new if it's great. Hopefully it's an awesome RTS. We'll see.
Yeah, this is the one that I have my hopes banked on.
Okay, we'll go to the
Regaban.
draft. We'll get to the draft, but one more point. If you do want an awesome RTS to play that's a little bit more PvE focused, it's called Age of Darkness. I think you would love it. It's
I
great.
saw you play it a little bit, but yeah.
It's
the
a
problem
really
is
good
like again, it's like the PvE, the single player setup. But for that stuff is great. Mass support bans, by the way. So Rhaegar, of course, it makes sense. Sylvanas that she got addressed here is really weird to me. She's so powerful right now, and Dino locks her in whenever he gets a chance. So the side push potential that you have with her, the team fight damage is really great. As per usual, when Rutsu plays, Zarya is not going to make it in. But very heavy focus now on support bans. So they are shifting a bit away from targeting side laners.
Please explain to me why is Sylvanas so strong right now? Are you playing off the objectives? Did her PvP build get buffed? What's up?
She's just so versatile at this point. It's crazy. You have
Okay,
incredible
that makes sense.
team damage if you play it well. The ults are impactful for combos if you're getting a stun and follow up with a wailing arrow. And then you can also side lane pressure with her. If you have good rotational plays and you get someone else involved, then she just gets structures destroyed. Like, she's insanely flexible now, and everybody is just picking her. Especially Dino loves to play with her. I mean, pretty much everybody locks her in super quickly.
Oh,
But-
Tyrael and Kirzim.
Yeah. Tyrael was banned in the previous series a lot against them, so now they actually have Tyrael. Blaze, obviously, as per usual. Quasar was already complaining at some of the events, and he's like saying, I would love to play something else but Blaze, but they don't ban it, and then we have to take it, because he's just too good, too strong.
Is Tyrael going into a Blaze and Nubrek a little much? I feel like that CC kind of makes it hard for you to get off your heroics, or
Dude,
even...
You would have loved some of the games that we had with Tyrael lately. We had some games where Team was 2-0 ahead, and they played Tyrael with Judgment, Hanzo Arrow follow-up, and Nova with Precision Strike afterwards.
That sounds fun.
It was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe it. It was just so good. We have seen a couple of games where Tyrael actually, without memeing, went into Judgment. It can be okay. So it was crazy. On Sky Temple, obviously, Sanctification is the name of the game. But it's kind of cool that every now and then you see, like, you know, this one map. And when I saw it for the first time, I just looked at it and I was like, ah, Tim would love that.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Maybe they'll pull it off here. Ooh, a Tracer! Who do we back up? Is this Malfurion still one of the major pickups you get? Yeah, with your... Okay, cool.
But feels a bit weird
still
right
got
now.
it.
After you got switched, like we honestly see mainly on the NA side now. Some of the European players have dabbled a little bit in him, but he's not really that much of a regular pick. With Tracer, it changes the equation slightly, but even with her, you get a lot of the just super strong supports. The thing is, there's so many banned out now. You don't have Rhaegar, you don't have Brightwing, so Malfurion makes a whole lot more sense in that regard. And you have the combo with the Nuburak and with Blaze that the stun can be followed up by the root.
The wait is over. Do your worst.
Wow, that is a very hard team to kill, actually. Cassia
Yes.
and Uriel?
Yeah, and Wubi on the Space Goat.
Oh yeah, Space Goat. I barely know the lore on that game, but
Oh, we had the goat facts. Do you remember? I don't remember any, but
let me look up a goat fact real quick, just for old time's sake.
Ultras with Imperius, guys. So we actually have that triple front line. We had a similar one from Chili Donuts in their previous series on the final map, but now even more stuns and Ultras with a bit more melee, creating space for Dino. So boys, let's go. Sky Temple, map number 2, team in the lead. Let's find out who can take victory on the second map of the series. Sky Temple, let's get us started, everybody. We got the blue team in the lead. We have Dequaza for the second map, once again on Blaze. Dino, his Tracer, legendary. He played it in the winner bracket final against the Hardos on this map, and he just absolutely crushed it. Now he has the support of Banana, Aegis Malfurion, Masquerade on Anubrak, and Ultralisk on Imperius.
On the right, for the red team, Rutsu on Sylvanas, Skag on Karazim, Wubby on Urel, also known as Space Goat, Lobber on Tyrael, and Make will be showing off his Cassia.
Yeah, some Cassia plays for him, and I would not mind a couple of fights over even the Vision. Just like keep them brawling the entire time. I'm totally on board with that. But yeah, we're gonna keep your eyes a little bit on Dino. His Tracer is absolutely incredible, and obviously he's gonna be the one that has a lot of the responsibility in his shoulders as the only range damage dealer with that heavy meat shield that supports him here.
Is Tracer still played similar, where you kind of destroy your pulse bomb every time you build it up? Just even for harassment? Like, I remember Hoik being the one that really set that type of trend.
Yep, he actually talked about that back in the HGC days. That hasn't really changed there. So we're still going to see the same thing here. And he's really solid with his reactions. I mean, Dino, honestly, that was one of the big blows to Team Watt, that he couldn't go to Miami because some of the countries changed their restrictions, their travel restrictions for COVID. And apparently he has Johnson & Johnson, and some said, okay, that's not enough. But there it is already. That's exactly what we're talking about here. It would have been amazing to see him in that environment here, playing offline. But yeah, Tracer comes in, gets the kill. Immediately Cassia is down. So yeah, he is such an integral part for the team. And he's also doing a lot of the drafting for them and just the general strategy.
Wait a minute. I think I just found a goat fact that's not a goat fact. Are lambs just baby sheep?
What?
Lambs are baby sheep.
Yes.
So they're not a goat.
No.
That's a goat fact.
For everybody that watches the video on YouTube and is heavily confused of what just happened, in the HGC days we had goat facts because we loved Urel, the space goat. And so yeah, we're reviving a couple of them for the day. Talking about reviving, it seems like they need a revive for Lauber if this continues. Nope, gets away, but barely.
Bracer just not having enough damage net. Needs that pulse bomb to take people out. There will be a Mercant being grabbed in the top right side. Pretty good timing here to get that fort under siege so they can decide which tower they would love to go for here on Sky Temple. Wubby, Skag, and Make, though, setting up for a potential kill, but Dequaza just not giving them a chance, instead pulls on back to grab their own Knight Camp to defend against.
They're gonna suffer a little bit of damage up here if they're not careful, though, because I'm not sure if the timing is really working for them. They need someone to at least start stopping that, or they can kiss that tower goodbye.
Yeah, well, it's about the tug of war, I guess. The Knight Camp will be here to help defend underneath the fort. They can clear that out, and then maybe they can move in for the temple. You see a full jet propulsion there as they try to go for an engage, but does not connect. And now they finally stand underneath that little aura there, get that nice magic defense, which I assume is still part of the game. And Banana, Dequaza, and Dino are actually setting up for another flank. Look at Tracer here. She's going to go ahead and grab the eyeball, and I'm wondering if she's going to try and flank around and see if she gets some damage here. Nope.
Also had already a little bit of aggression against Sylvanas at the bot lane. Ultralisk is apparently doing really well against Rutsu, and Sylv is going to rotate, but the temples are up, and there's the stun. There comes the follow-up. They go in for the kill, and Make is dead again. No chance for him. Second death on Cassia. Already struggling a bit in this early stage of the game, and the follow-up on Tyrael. That might cause another... Yes, that's another kill right there. Tracer moves in, and bam, 3 kills to 0 in the early level 7 for the blue team.
Wow. Red team having a rough time here. The Chili Donuts are getting baked as 2 of them get picked off. And the temples both sieging away on the middle fort and the fort to the top right. Scott trying to make his own punches matter here as he hits Dino, but Bananas right there to provide the heals and continue to keep Dino in a fighting fit form.
Top side, counterplay attempt right now. Another stun. Good lockdown against Karazim. He gets away. And Anubarak is still sitting mid-side, taking one shot on the temple after another. Wubi is creating a little bit of space for the top so they can control that and continue here. But Masquerade is pushed back by Rutsu. Bad news for Sylvanas though. We are already have Ultralisk in there. And he tried to dodge it, but he has the catch. That was really, really well done. Great coordination by them. One followed up on the wave. The other ones were making sure they could intercept if she didn't use it. And they get another kill.
It's all about the angles, Khaldor, and Dino is finding them in spades right now. Comes in for a big engage, and Team Watt is so good at collapsing. Another pick for the Chili Donuts. Wubby trying to escape, and it looks like he may just scurry on out, but that leaves the temple to be captured here for the blue team. And Team Watt is looking to maybe grab this fort, and a Tyrael attempts to get out. Lobber trying to escape. Banana roots him with flowers, runs a circle around him, let the minions put damage on him. Lobber trying to buy time, even dropping his shield at the last second. At this point, it may be worth it just to give on up, but Lobber, he's going to go ahead and give chase as the rest of the blue team moves in.
He's a man on a mission at this point, but eventually he's going to fall. Well, can he? Nah, they got him. Oh, maybe not. Okay, jet propulsion straight to the face. He had a good run, but eventually it's just over. Top 4 has also fallen, but yeah, kudos to them chasing him across the entire map. That might have been too much of a commitment to really be worth it. 6 kills to 0, there's level 10, and of course they can easily go for the boss now as well, as they have rogue abilities that the donuts just don't have access to yet.
So I may have not watched Hans Esports in a while, but Team Wa seems pretty good at the video game.
They're alright.
Yeah. I would say, like, the few things that I've seen in these two matches is their collapsing is pretty on point. It seems like their communication is really there. And then their setups for answering back against mercenary camps really allow for them to use that collapsing. So their macro really builds into their teamwork.
They have dominated here for a long time right now. And I mean, even here, 6 kills to 0. They get the boss bunker up already. Palm is taken for Karazim, by the way, as the fight shapes up. Dequaza's in trouble, but gets saved by Malfurion. They're trying to turn it again. Lauba moving in deep, has the Sanctification still ready. Might have to use it here, and does, and they go in for Malfurion, and they take the kill. Nicely done. Finally, a point on the kill board for the Donuts.
And they join the boss. The boss actually stuns Sylvanas. Sylvanas gets punched. There goes the recall. Puts out a couple of bombs. Wubby is going to get hit here by the webbing as Dino continues to pelt away. Boss comes in for another big hit. Fort is getting low, but it still stands. Ultras comes in and shish kebabs two people. But can they find the follow-up damage? Dino himself is having to treat as Make and Wubby will go ahead and Goomba Stomp him. And suddenly, the Chili Donuts are warming up.
Finally, a couple of kills for them. They get Tracer, they get Imperious, they take the boss down. And despite the fact that their structures are real low, they now have a chance to get the damage in. Rutsu right away with Sylvanas moving in, using Maka and Skog as extra damage dealers as they're taking the fort at the bot lane apart. And they are trying to even it out in structures. There's a lot of low forts on the blue team's, on the red team's side, but the blue team is also losing a lot more of their infrastructure.
Well, if you look at the map right now, and the experience, with those kills and that turnaround, Chili Donuts have started to put themselves back in the game. It does feel like this next fight might be the big turnaround, and it seems to be the case as Team Wa comes in. Make trying to escape, able to get a heal at the last second, but it's just not enough. And look at this, Skog has been locked down with this webbing. Will Malfurion be able to fall up with a roof? Doesn't look like he has it available, and it may have been on cooldown, but that's fine. With the bugs coming out from Masquerade, this should be a fort.
That palm was definitely a little bit too early. He thought that it was more burst damage, and then he dropped it very early on Cassia, and they had just plenty of time to not even react to it. The final shots are taken, and now the fort in the mid lane gets destroyed. 7 kills, 2-3. Team, again, in the driver's seat. Can now go for the vision up at the top. They got the extra talent, the early level 13. At least we're getting the camp here for Chili Donuts. They're taking the Bruiser camp. It doesn't get stolen away. But they've kind of caught up a little bit with experience. It's just the structural side where they're really a bit shaky. And that could, of course, come back to bite them when we see more exchanges on those temples here.
Bob just does not slow down, though. Still, moving into the Giants to the bottom right, they saw them up in the Merc camp at the top, as you were mentioning, and they just take away their opponent's Giants. That gets a little bit more experience, but also puts them in a spot to where they can collapse on them if they don't all come down at once. Webby taking some damage, but doesn't really mind too much. A Space Goat is a pretty darn tanky character.
Yeah, killing Whoopi is not going to be easy. Multiple times already in the fights, he was one of the few that was able to split off very, very early. Camp at the top, of course, has to be dealt with. 13 talents for both of them. That means in this case, we're also getting the Burning Beetles. We also got, well, Fury now with the Nature Swiftness here for a little bit more movement speed that can help him to get out of harm's way. But it's actually kind of interesting to see that we're having the Palm this time. Against Tracer, that works out for them, and with all of the CC that has been put into the draft for Team Wa, it's definitely going to help to keep those targets alive if he times it properly. And here's again, that value of Sylvanas. They move in the middle, they are there just a couple of seconds early, and the fort loses more than 50% of its HP.
Ah, that's a bonus factor. Now, we do have Tyrael stuck under a root, as you see that cocoon straight into it. There goes a CC train following it up. Can he get off the sink? He does. He waits out all the CC. Nice play there by Lauber. Bunker comes in too to add a couple of flames here. But Lauber looking like he might be able to walk away. Drops the shield, but Skog not so lucky as he's locked down. Karazim is destroyed. Sylvanas attempting to run out as well. But the CC is too much as Team Wa gets 2 more picks. I mean, in terms of kills, what has it been? 9-3 so far. They seem to be dominating this map.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy at this point. Chili Donuts are looking for the big team fights right now, but every single time they clash, Team Wa goes through them like hot butter through cheese. Now they have the level 16, and with that also the double temple control.
I forgot that was a saying that you have patented. Oh my gosh. Oh, Cassia actually gets away. Nice defense there. That was 3 forms of CC.
Hot butter through cheese is my favorite right now because every single time I use it, there's at least a couple of people that are dropping into the chat and they're like, "What did he just say?" And I'm like, "Welcome to the channel, boys." Got him.
Every time you get excited, you should add one more ingredient to it to the point where it's like a huge 3-sentence long run-on sentence. Like hot butter with cheese, you add some chives. Oh, here comes the onions. Just full investment into your meme.
Well, they go for the kill again, and they get Lauber. Lauber is down. Easy kill on Tyrael, gets insta-blown up. They're trying for a follow-up kill, and they indeed get Sylvanas. 11 kills to 3. They use the level 16, and they absolutely murder them. 1 hero at a time. Skog is able to get away, so is Whoopi. But they're making the play for the boss now, and this is just more dominance from Team Wa right here.
Can you hear that? That's the sound of Rutsu slamming his keyboard saying, "Can I move my character?" Because 4 forms of CC follow up on him and he literally gets deleted. This 3-tank strategy with the follow-up of Tracer into a Malfurion is so hard to face off against if you don't have a cleanse to fill up right away. And the thing is, webbing has been used consistently against Karazim or Tyrael to make sure that that cleanse or sanification can't come off to save him. Great control here from Team Wa.
At this point, we got 35,000 damage for Cassia, 36 for Tracer, and with the boss that they just claimed, they're now moving through the bot lane. The first keep has already fallen earlier in the middle of the map, but now they're aiming for number 2, and could even go towards the core if they get some kills. And at this point, I honestly believe you're going to get plenty of those. Maka is saved by the palm. Nicely done. But the core is going to be attacked next, as we already see the keep falling right here with Team Wa looking to make this a 2-0 lead in the best of 5.
Another new back engage. There it goes. Skog tries to escape. He's low, but Dino is trying to find the kill. Finally, he does. Darude Sandstorm is here to help out Team Wa as this temple is finally going to be starting taking damage. Now it goes down to 90, and Fat Team Wa is so sure of their victory, they turn around and look Wubby straight in the eyes and say, "You want to fight? 1v5? Bring it on." And Wubby says, "No thank you." Runs away from the fight, and that is going to be the core being focused down by Team Wa.
Blue team going for it again. They're chasing Whoopi at the same time, trying to take the Space Goat apart, and they can, but the core is gone, and that's a 2-0 lead for Team Wa against the Chili Donuts. Game number 3. Well, Team Wa does what Team Wa does. And we have them in a 2-0 lead against the Donuts. I had some hope on map number 1. They started off really well, the red team, but now it seems like we're just gonna get Team Wa against the Hardos in the grand final. Do you think they can turn it around? Tomb of the Spider Queen, is that going to be the map where the donuts are going to make their stand?
Sure. I mean, if they're going to. Okay, let me say a very, very controversial opinion here. If they want to win this series,
They
they
don't
have
pick
to start
Ragnaros.
winning now.
You think?
I do think that. I do. In fact, I feel that with my every being.
The bold statement from Trixler.
It's what I bring as a caster, you know? Not everyone agrees with me, but not everyone disagrees with me. So, it's something to think about.
Yeah, my F gets already banned out here, so that's not gonna happen again. Zarya, as usual, banned out too. But I'm a bit curious to see what we're gonna get from the Donuts. I mean, they have been in this spot before. In the last series, they also were 0-2, so maybe it's just what they need to get themselves motivated, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what we need to see from the first couple of games is a disruption in full CC that's been occurring. Because there's been a ton of control that's been coming in from Team Wa. So some kind of disruption in that CC to try and disrupt their game plan, and then you follow it afterwards. The problem is that's really hard to do against a well-oiled machine, so it totally makes sense why it's been a 2-0 so far. But we know these players are skilled. We've seen them in the past. We've seen them in multiple tournaments. They are very capable of it. It's just a matter of whether or not the draft unfolds the way they want. And one way that can occur is a support with Cleanse, right? Cleanse would be something that would really allow for them to stop that big moment from happening. And so far, support's been banned out to make that very difficult to do, aside from that Karazim. So we'll see if that unfolds better here, as the draft does look better for a better CC. As I say, better 14 times.
I mean, they already get our Lucio, so it's actually interesting that they went from banning like 3 supports to not banning a single one. So we are more down to the normal ban patterns, if anything. I would also like to see how they're going to address Tracer, because that's an option for both teams. Maka could play her, you could see Dino on her again. Obviously, now that we're on Tomb for Ultralisk, we have a few more options. Maybe we even get a Medivh game at some... Oh, okay. I was about to say, maybe we get a Medivh game at some point, or we're gonna get him on his Carrigan. But the first thing that happens is a Vala, and oh god, I would love the auto attack style again. Dino with auto attacks now, just going ham, being supported by ideally 2 heroes, 2 supports. But even if it's just Tyrell with the shields and 1 support, it's just brilliant.
How's Raynor been feeling lately? 14.
Not really a thing. Jimmy isn't there. I saw a hammer a few, like 1 or 2 weeks ago that was played in one of the cups, but that was it. So Jimmy is currently... With Vala having now actual auto attack patterns thanks to the changed level 1 talent, she's taking just all the auto attack glory for herself. And it's honestly fun with the Gambit stacks. If you like, just like having this interplay between you want to stack with her, but you also want to be safe enough so you don't die and lose those Gambit stacks, so you don't lose the attack speed. I don't know, it's like really fun to watch her and watch a good Vala player try and just walk the tightrope. So yeah, it's super fun to check that out.
That makes sense. Vala would be more flexible. I was more just bringing that up because in the past, Raynor was one of the characters that was actually pretty good against the Tracer. I know it sounds weird, but it used to be just this turret that stood his ground. And then when she came in with the Pulse Bomb, you would just pop your E, get the resistance on armor, and then you're just like, what damage do you do? And you would laugh, they destroy their entire team.
So and the auto attacks,
as a possibility.
Same thing, can't dodge those.
Yeah.
I mean, Vala, you need to kind of focus her in these situations. And Muradin is now also getting picked. Lauber just loves playing Muradin. The Ultralisk respect ban right away. Okay, goodbye Carrigan, not gonna happen this game.
That's... bleh. I wanted to see a Kerrigan. I remember the old days when Kerrigan and Arthas would just run together.
And Venom on level 4. God, don't get me started.
Dude, everyone used to have Venom. Brightwing had in Venom. I would run her as an assassin. It was so fun.
It was crazy. Well, there we got the Casus Leoric, alright, and we have Malfurion again. That's actually interesting that they're now going way more for Malfurion than previously. This is really one of those things that the European players, at least, have not really focused on a whole lot after he got changed. They was just like, yeah, whatever. But in this game, in this series, this is the second time that we're seeing him. The first time that we saw him, the second map, that made a little bit more sense to me because so many supports were banned. But it's kind of wild that they're prioritizing Malfurion now over the traditional supports. But yeah, let's see how it goes for them.
The wait is over.
Stormbolt arrow, kill someone. Huh? Seems pretty good.
Yeah. If you get the CC chain in and Cassia, Maki really likes to play Cassia right now whenever he's up against anybody that drops the auto attacks on him. So if that's gonna work out or not, that's a different question. Last map wasn't really all that successful, but I mean it's the last chance that they have. If you lose here, they come in third at the tournament. That isn't bad either. But at this point, if you want to make it to the grand final, you got to step it up a little bit. Ultralisk with Junkrat, final pick everybody. So even more interrupt potential now for those turn-ins. Also means that we don't get the second support for Vala. Dino might still bust out the auto attack style. He has the shields from Teriel and he has Malfurion heals. So yeah, let's go. 2 more Spider Queen. Map number 3. Let's see if Team Wa can go for a clean victory and move on to the grand final of the Donuts Fight Back. Okay, game number 3 could be the final map of the series. We got on the left side Team Wa with Dequaza on Leoric, Banana H on Malfurion, Dino on Vala. So has to show us if he goes for the auto attacks or if we're going to get a different approach from him here. Ultralisk on Junkrat and Masquerade on Teriel.
On the right, the Chili Donuts looking to get their first win in this series. Rutsu on Hanzo, Make on Cassia, Skag on Lucio, Lauber on Muradin, and Wubby showing the Urel once again. Good old Space Goat.
Get the auto attack style, there we go. So, once again, it's all about Vala not dying, trying to maintain the Gambit stacks that allow her to increase her attack speed. And, of course, getting as many hits as possible. They have the shield from Teriel. I've got the Malfurion on the heels, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky from Dino than if he would run with 2 supports, but still not impossible. And for the Donuts, it's going to be one of the big objectives here in this game to ensure that Vala is at least going to be dropped a couple of times, so that's not going to get too out of hand. But
ooh, a knockback, but Russo was able to jump away. That was scary for a second.
As we have that already happening, I got a question for you.
Let's hear it. I have answers sometimes.
Okay, so I asked Michael that in when we were casting in Miami, and I have my own theory in it. So, Muradin, like, you know the dwarf toss, right?
Yeah.
Who tosses the dwarf?
His feet do.
His
have you
feet
ever heard
do.
Yeah, you ever heard of ankles?
So he gets tossed by his feet.
Yeah, ankles and thighs.
So his feet have like a life of their own, and they're just tossing him.
Yeah, so like dwarves are shorter, right? They're closer to the ground. So whenever you work on the muscles, like the thighs, Hang On Lobber goes in, does a dwarf toss with his size, finds a Q. Oh my god, able to get a pick. That's the first kill of the game. So like Lobber's closer to the ground, right? Which gives him a center of gravity that is closer. And dwarves actually don't have a lot of their balance of power in their chest. It's actually baked straight into their thighs. And when he keeps working on them, he's literally able to toss himself from the ground. You see, instead of jumping up, think of it this way. He's pushing the earth down with his strength. So he pushes the entire planet down, and that launches him up like a trampoline, and that's how he finds the kills.
Okay, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You asked for the explanation, and that's it. This is a fantasy game in a fantasy world with fantasy mechanics. That's just how it works.
Do you know what Michael said?
What?
Michael said, Mother Earth!
I mean, he's technically correct. He just, you know, simplified it with a couple of words, you know?
I have a much better explanation. I like mine more. Are we gonna get another kill ultras? Nope. My Dino died already the first time, so that's 5% of the attack speed removed. But here's my explanation. I think he has a pocket Aragon. He's going full Gimli, he has a pocket Aragon, and whenever there's need be, he gets his pocket Aragon, and an Aragon tosses him. Don't tell the elf, by the way. Don't tell the elf.
I would accept that as well. You know, this is perfectly acceptable. I can believe that.
Glad we cleared that up.
The attacks keep coming in from Dino, really working in these auto attacks where possible. Make even forced to walk away from the fight. And what's been great about this so far is Dino's actually gotten a lot of room because of that Junkrat pick. Every time that anyone wants to move near Dino to try and punish him for his aggressive stance, Junkrat just throws down a tool and disrupts the back line, which makes it hard for them to follow up. So even if Muradin's able to find a Stormbolt, the back line can't get there to kill off Vala, so therefore, she wins the trade.
I mean, so far we have 2 kills to 0 for the Donuts, so I like that they're stepping it up a little bit, but yes, there's obviously the big concern that if Vala doesn't die a little bit more often, that eventually she's going to crush them with Manticore on 16 and the stacks that she gets until then. That he died at least once is already a good start, but they need to get more done as the game continues, and it feels like we are gonna see, yep, that could be the death of Maka, the root is there, and that is Cassia destroyed. Nice team, wow, with a bit more cohesion in that little play, and the coordination helped them to lock in the kill against her.
Man, so many trades happening. This map just so small, so teams are really able to jump on top of each other. But there's only been a total of, what, 3 kills so far? It feels like we've had 4 major skirmishes here, but no one seems to be fully getting picked off.
Yeah, a lot of poke happening though. Both teams have now enough gems for a turn-in. 79 stacks for Dino, so he's still playing this out completely nicely as a death dealer. Now there's the hot pursuit, a little bit more movement speed too. Needs to be very, very careful whenever Lucio is coming in with someone else, but it's really just the CC, especially around Muradin at this point, that is going to threaten him. Once we have level 10 abilities, that changes a bit, but dodges the Storm Ball. Nicely done, but they're collapsing on Vala regardless. Dino is low, and Mightfall is able to get out. Malfurion with a heal, and turns it around for a few additional stacks, even jumping forward here with another vault. Rutsu is paying the price now, and might die, and indeed he does. Hanzo dead, and so is Lucio.
Dino's out here holding W. My golly, I thought he was dead like twice there, but with the aid of his team, especially Masquerade bringing in the shields, he was able to chase down his opponents, and Hanzo just barely overstepped trying to find a kill, and because of that overstep, Dino just kept wailing on top of him with auto attacks, and with Malfurion buying time as he does with sustained healing, eventually Hanzo had nowhere to go even after using his jump. Great play by Team Wa here, and you can really see their cohesion.
Yep, they got the blue web weavers now touching ground in a few seconds, and even before that's happening, they're moving straight up onto the top wall, taking the towers down before the web weavers are even on the ground. Dino is locking in the second reward stack, and he's just dancing around them at this point. They need level 10 and more CC so that they can control him a bit. If he's able to maintain this with only a single death and lock in his level 16 Manticore, the attack speed and the auto attack damage are absolutely going to murder Muradin. Lauba has been picking Haymaker over and over and over again on Muradin. I'm not quite sure if he can get away with it this time.
Might be able to if he jumps in for the Malfurion. That could be one way to disrupt this instead of trying to get the Vala taken out. But right now, they have to deal with a full push that is heading in the top lane, going straight for their fort. And it seems like Team Wa wants it as Dino keeps stepping up to get those auto attacks in. Lobber down to half HP, but here comes the Junkrat pop. Make accidentally steps on a trap, and that is going to be a full kill as 10 connects for Team Wa.
We got level 10, the fort is down, bot lane is still fighting, Riptire already on his way as they're trying to go for another kill. Lauba is able to escape though, and good move also by Rutsu as he negates the Riptire. But that's 117 stacks for Vala now, going into the Reign of Vengeance here. We also have, of course, the Entomb lined up. 41 stacks for Cassia, that's not too bad either. But this is, again, the Dino special. As soon as it is possible, he moves immediately in for the boss. They called it right away. They got level 10. They can't be contested here, so this is a freebie.
Yeah, Muradin's thinking about moving in. Although, actually, 10 might hit just in time. He does pick the Haymaker, you called it. Hits the Malfurion, steps up. Goes for the arrow from Hanzo. Unfortunately, unable to get fully there. Gets pushed away. Ooh, this is going to hurt really badly.
Yeah, they're getting the kill against Make easily. 5 hit points. He survives way longer than he's supposed to, but they still get the kill, and Vala is alive. That got close for a moment, but the fight continues. They're still standing there. Muradin is completely trapped. He's trying to jump out, but the Quasar, he has his number, gets the drain. They take him down. Wooby is attempting to escape and pops the ult, but even he might not make it here. Ooh, the damage on Lucio, and he gets away.
Oh my gosh, what was it that knocked back Murder? Oh, it was Junkrat. He hit the mine, able to pull him away because Lobber was willing to go in there for his team and damn near got it. The Dragon Arrow coming in from Hanzo locked down 2 members. If it wasn't for Junkrat, that may have actually been a steal for the Chili Donuts. Literally, that all came down to one ability, but Team Wa able to deliver.
And Lauba really going for the Haymaker here. Honestly thought that at least with this setup he would go into Avatar and move away from this, but he's been consistent. Every single game today, he went for it.
I mean, when I'm down 0-2 as well, I want to punch things. So it makes full sense. He just wants to make a play. I get it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He already did it in the first games in previous series. So yeah, he really, really likes it right now. And they had a lot of good isolation kills, so it's not like it was unsuccessful for them. The Quasar dying down here at the bottom, so finally another kill for the red team. And it also happens at the same time that they get the web weavers, so I guess that's good. They might finally build up a bit of momentum. But they are also in a position where we're having Vala about to lock in her third reward here on the level 1, and this is not going to make things any easier for them, especially for Muradin. And I'm worried for him. Once at level 16 with Manticore is ready, that extra damage, that percent damage against him, it should really become nearly impossible to keep him alive here. But we'll see. Time will tell. If they can apply the pressure instead, maybe they can kill her first. But they go for Junkrat. First of all, arrow connected, but he can't get the kill, but at least they get the fort.
Yeah, there was a good attempt there from Wolby to jump over and knock them into their opponent. But at the same time, we had Team Wall rotating up from the bottom side, so Maki couldn't step up and secure the kill. But a solid attempt overall. One fort will fall down. At the same time, Chili Donuts are attempting to get to level 13 as best they can. Murden buying time and slowing down the rotations here on the bottom. But they can't quite get that fort. It looks like that might just be all they can get. They get out of the fight, they'll be fine here, and they'll try to soak up level 13.
Right now, we got the blue team super close to another turn-in, too. They have 30 gems that they hold, but they already turned in 53, so that's solid for them. They get the camp at the bot lane, too, and turn-in has happened, so we're gonna see the blue web weavers descending again. 33,000 damage by Vala already, 27k for Cassia, and now with the top fort destroyed, with the fort at the bot lane also getting dropped here, it's really important that the Donuts defend well. If they lose too much, this could be an absolute disaster for them. They already have to close that gap at some point, but if it gets widened even further, then it's an issue. And Ultralisk is just juking all of them. Jumping out left, right, waiting for the team to come in. They might still lose him. Sanctification! Ultralisk is alive! He's still alive!
I now understand why Team Wa is Team Wa. Team what? As he's able to get away from the fight. Good control from there. Masquerade jumping in, not able to find the identification, but it didn't matter. At the same time, you had Vala show up with the Rain of Vengeance and lock down 2 members, and it became full CC, and they turned that kill that should have been on Junkrat into 2 kills for them as Lobber attempts to retreat. Here comes Ultralisk and he goes, hey, you remember you trying to kill me? Omega lol finds his own kill and is going to have to pick up. Meanwhile, this whole entire time, Web Weavers have been pushing the lanes.
Murden is down, Hanzo died too, gets destroyed. Here's the level 16, and that is going to boost Vala's damage even further. They push through the bot lane at this point. Topside has also been attacked. Skork is on 20 gems and is trying to get out here. Ultralisk attempting to chase. He might just get him. If they find him here, they know where he is roughly, but he's able to make it out and saves the gem to fight another day. But they're losing way too much. The structures are gone, 9 kills to 3, and it's a 2-level gap between the two teams now.
I would be exhausted if I was Chili Donuts. This is really hard to play against. It seems like every time they've been so close to turning the tides of battle, something somewhere just barely misconnects or the opposing team just slightly outplays them, and it's enough to just really break open the door wide open. And with that 16 to 14 now, more gems available, blue team building towards another wave to push in. They only have 2 more keeps, and they can move straight on for the core. Now, the good news is with Tomb of Spider the Queen, it seems like once the forts and keeps are down, it's actually kind of hard to get fully invested into that core. So Team Chili Donut still has a chance to come back, but it's going to be a long road.
Yeah, a bit of a 3-2-3 moment here as well, isn't it? Just pausing the game. But as he said, it's going to be a long road, and I am really worried because now the situation that I described a bit earlier is coming to pass. We have the level 16, we have Manticore, we have 170 stacks already for Dino, and things have already not been going well before that. And the problem is still that the red team wasn't able to take Dino down more than once. He only died once, he's now at 40,000 damage, 10,000 ahead of Cassia. And they need a real good CC chain. If they can get, maybe if they can get a good Haymaker and isolate somebody, they have a chance there. Maybe they have an opportunity to get a Stormbolt into an arrow, but they need something. And then ideally they need to kill Vala. But Dino has been playing quite safe in the last few encounters and has waited for the fight to really just, get rolling before he made a move.
All right, back into the match. 22 gems available, 59 for the red team.
Look at Vala.
Will they attempt to drop off? Vala hanging out by the bot. Wait, she doing it by herself?
Yeah, he loves to do that shit.
Oh my gosh.
That's why they're checking. It's the only reason. Every single time that Dino is missing, you know he's going for the boss. That's why Make went up there. Because by now, it is fully known to nearly everybody that if Dino is missing, then he's going to go solo boss. And he gets wrecked for it, isn't he? Yep, there we go. Get wrecked. Honestly,
his name is Drew.
I love that one. That's what you get when you make yourself so predictable that every single time you can, you go for a solo boss. And you know what? I'm a mean person. We're gonna check it out again.
You just replay.
I'm replaying that. Of course I do.
A lesson in adjusting your game plan. Making sure to be a little different every time you play. But that's kind of wild that you can do that as Vala. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it. The first few times, it really caught people completely off guard. They were like, the fuck is happening? And by now, everybody knows that at a certain point in the game, if he's not visible on the map, you check the boss. And that arrow was honestly so satisfying too.
Yeah, it was clean.
Literally the arrow kill. And they got the turn in. So now we have level 16 versus level 16. And we have a chance for the donuts to do some damage here. They actually took damage at their core already. They're down in 99%.
Thanos steps up for another Rain of Vengeance, lands on Lucio, but Lucio able to jump out thanks to his trait. Webweaver gets focused down to a quarter. This is the only problem, though, with like losing so much on the map. Look at that Webweaver on the bottom. It is so far away. So this makes defense a bit easier for Team Wa, as long as they can rotate. Globber doing his best to slow down that rotation, though, but with Dino being here... Oh, hang on. Knocked into a wall. Dino maybe overstep it once again. Nature's Cure comes out. Arrow able to miss out Dino. Now realizing that Rutso is looking for him.
Yeah, that was nicely done. They sidestepped the arrow. They saw it coming. That one would have been on point and hitting both of them. 9 kills to 4, so they still get the momentum here, but the fort at the top has been destroyed. They got some push going in the mid lane as well, so that's helping them for sure. The only Webweaver that is still on the map is the one at the bot lane that we already talked about, so that one's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that'll get cleaned up. So what was that? 1/4 that was killed off, a second that takes a little bit of damage, and some damage on the keep in the middle. I mean the true major win there is you get the experience somewhat even here, but 20 is looming right now.
Yeah. You get a bit more map control. They had some access, but with those gems in play, you can see they're getting super aggressive because they realize that 20 is so close. They realize they need to do something, get a fight. Skorg is just dancing around with the Lucio the entire time. Marker gets crushed, falls right into the trap here. Dino still on Lauber, dodges the Stormbolt. The auto attacks, they are coming, and they are going to maybe even get the kill on him already. Get the hell out of there. Nicely done, and he jumps back in. Ultralisk is not giving up on the dwarf. Lauber realizes this is over. I'm dead. Dino kills Hanzo, and they are about to hit level 20. The heals are there. Banana H keeps them alive. And Whoopi is currently together with Lucio, the only survivor in this. Level 20. They go for the Acrobat, and they want to go for Game and Core here.
Oh, Dino's making me want to play Vala a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, this looks really fun. Is that core? Is this it?
That has to be it, yeah. Straight in. They go for Skorg. These auto attacks, the damage. Straight up for the core now too. Another entomb. Marke is caught. Vala takes down Lucio. Cassia is dead, and that is a 3-0 everybody as team moves on to the grand final to go for another match against the Hados. GG and well played. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.